Hey, this is Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday Mojo, the Monday after Easter Sunday. Hope you had a great weekend. So, last night, Laura and I were watching TV, and she said, I got a few questions about your sermon this morning. And one of those questions was, so you mean to tell me that not a single disciple and nobody that followed Jesus believed that he was going to rise from the dead? I said, nope. She said, didn't he tell them? I said, yeah, he told them many times, but they didn't understand it because it was so utterly different. People die, they don't come back from the dead. Now, different is something we kind of like, right? I mean, we just rearranged this room and it's different. And this piano here is being used for something utterly different than what a piano is used for. But it reminded me of a scene in the Chosen series from which this t-shirt has been printed called Get Used to Different. It's a moment when Jesus is calling Matthew, the tax collector, Jewish tax collector, to become one of his disciples with other Jews. And you know the Jews hated the Jews who would become tax collectors. So watch this scene. There's a line in it that's very important, and then we'll talk a little bit more. Here you go.
Matthew, son of Alphaeus. Yes. Follow me. Me? Yes, you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? You want me to join you?
Keep moving, street preacher.
Do you have any idea what this guy's done? Do you even know him? Yes.
Listen, I said to... What are you doing? Where do you think you're going?
Guys, let me go.
Have you lost your mind? You have money. Quintus protects you. No Jew lives as good as you. You're gonna throw it all away.
Yes. I don't get it. You didn't get it when I chose you either. But this is different. I'm not a tax collector. Get used to different. I'm glad we passed by your booth today, Matthew.
Get used to different. The words that Jesus says to Peter there, get used to different. The resurrection calls us to get used to different. The resurrection validates the life of Jesus and the way he lived it. And it calls us, those of us who are followers, to get used to different, to understand that each and every day, the resurrection, the rising of the dead, the rising of Jesus from death to life, calls us to think about everything that we do in a different way. Every interaction that we have in a different way. Who we're going to welcome in, tax collectors, whatever that might be today, in a different way. And I love that scene. I love the shirt, and I love the moment where Jesus says to Peter, you didn't get it when I called you either. Well, this is different. We've said that before, right? This is different. And Jesus says, get used to different. And the resurrection calls us to that. The resurrection says everything is different. Who we would be willing to call a friend, who we'd be willing to call an associate, who we would be willing to celebrate, who we would love, forgive, serve. So on this Monday after Easter Sunday, I hope that you will take that into consideration. I'm going to try and do my best every single day that I wake up to say, what is going to be different today? So those are my thoughts. Have yourself a great week.